are tackling the hard-hitting topics, some controversial topics, some topics we sweep under the rug. You don't always have to forgive in a relationship for it to move forward.
If it is you are in a situation where you forgive the person, but to the detriment of yourself, what are you really doing?
It is very uncommon for somebody in the younger age group to have dementia.
Atheists don't not believe.
Is that I can't disprove God, but you also can't prove God, so we kind of have to stalemate.
We'll focus on the woman who's being the victim,
right,
or the man who's being the victim. We exclude the children.
Folks are trying to study the underlying brain mechanism to figure out how does this particular disorder happen in the brain? How is the brain processing this?
Don't worry about AI, worry about humans working with AI.
Are you willing to learn new skills to stay relevant for the future job market? That's the challenge that people are going to struggle with.
Pastor J, I want to get a tattoo.
You really want
to me. Respond to me. How you would respond to me?
The first question I'll ask is why.
Controversial taboo topics.
We get so consumed by church, we forget that we have to live the life of being a Christian outside of the Sunday.
Like you say,
services, yeah.
We think going to a service makes us a Christian.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. So we are about to hear the second time Pastor J wanted to take a tattoo.
Would have been late last year and early this year.
Oh gosh.
Hope Unfiltered podcast with Pastor J and Ren.
You are watching Strictly Legal on WESN Content Capital. Just give an overview of what exactly is that split arrangement.
Nah, you don't need to register nothing. You don't need, we can do that another time. But then it becomes a hit, and then everybody starts to want to claim.
The laws that predate many of the independent countries' constitutions are going to be those colonial laws.
We know there are an infinite amount of circumstances that would lead to a murder.
I have a great idea and I have a great concept, but until it's actually expressed, it does not become intellectual property.
Accomplishments or targets of a forensic accountant is to quantify what may have been lost.
We believe in different criminals and we manipulated the law and we exploited the system.
A responsible journalist will reach out to the person who they have the information on for a comment.
This is 10 Questions. I'm Andy Johnson. The distance from where we should be in the world in going forward on our commitments with climate change.
The effects of climate change that cannot be accounted for. It's called loss and damage, and we're seeing loss and damage happening so much more in this decade and the previous decade.
The principal term there was this question of the correspondent banking issues.
That is why we're trying to build capacity with this country here, Trinidad and Tobago, and other countries in the region. Man is not showing any signs of stopping or even slowing down. More than half of the forest in Trinidad is already gone.
All the plants and all the animals and all of the nice clean water and fresh air and everything had to be on this planet for humanity to have a chance.
We have small change when it comes to countries that can take decisions, and when they speak, the world listens.
The General Assembly is a very democratic forum. And Trinidad and Tobago has the same vote as Canada, in spite of the obvious difference in size.
This is Face of Sports, WESN Content Capital. How you felt about the kiss on the lip?
That's the business. I'm not to do with that.
I find that was distasteful.
The national senior team, whether you like it or not, that is the model for all other teams to follow.
I'm assuming that the regional requirement may be a much stricter requirement.
This is not about Pro League and Super League. This is a league run by the Normalization Committee that I'm responsible for.
Nobody expected FIFA to fund this arrangement.
If we don't get a professional attitude towards this, we are doomed for failure.
You break the balance, trip the leg, control the body.
They ain't gonna stand put forever.
Why you want the Chiefs to lose so? Why you want the Chiefs to lose so?
They already have two. Lamar don't
Why?
have.
You're jealous because you know the Chiefs getting closer to the Patriots.
Let's go to the last part.
No.
Let's go to the last part.
Always, we appreciate you starting your day with us. Let's get into this morning's first conversation.
Is the country's healthcare system more at risk, more than ever?
Why it has remained unaddressed for so long.
Political parties get lots of cash, big cash from financiers, and then when they get that now, you can't account for it.
But it's really the specialist nurses who we are in a greater shortfall for.
We can tap into the resources and have them, at least form some mentorship programs.
Highlight our food systems, and which will attract persons from all over the world to come and experience something that, actually supports the local economy.
We're lucky that we have a vibrant legal system that allows change to take place, and it's not that matters are just swept under the carpet and discrimination is allowed to be perpetrated.
A lot of people don't know that, there were attempts to ban the carnival, suppress the carnival.
WESN.
Good morning, welcome to AM Prime on WESN. I'm Takia Thompson, and right away we want to get into some updates and some news. So, parents of students of El Socorro South Government Primary School are raising serious concerns this morning over a rat infestation at the school. According to parents, rats have been used running across the compound with feces and strong odors, reported inside classrooms. Some parents say the issue has been ongoing since late last year, and they have a few that even kept their children at home due to the health concerns. Parents believe the problem may be linked to an overgrown vacant lot next to the school that is giving off these odors. The Ministry of Education has acknowledged the reports and says it is working with schools officials, the National Maintenance, Training and Security Company, and other agencies. Cleaning, sanitation, and baiting exercise are already part of the response. Parents are now calling for urgent and more comprehensive action, including clearing the nearby land and ensuring the school's environment is safe for students. Now, we'll continue to follow this story and share more updates as they become available. Staying along the line of serious issues that are happening right here in Trinidad and Tobago, a teenager from Diego Martin area is currently receiving medical care after a suspected suicide attempt. Now, this has left him with a serious brain injury. Police reports indicate that the teen was found unresponsive at his home by a relative who raised the alarm. He was taken to the hospital where doctor says he remains in critical condition. This incident has once again brought attention to the importance of mental health awareness, particularly among the young people. Experts continue to remind families, schools, and communities to look out for warnings, signs, and to encourage open conversations around emotional well-being. So if you or someone you know may be struggling, help is available. You can reach the 800 COPE Suicide Prevention Hotline, which offers confidential support at any time. Again, that's 800 COPE. For anyone that you may know or even yourself may be suffering, to reach out to them, they offer a 24/7 service. We continue to keep this young man and his family in our thoughts. Onto some lighter news and looking at the carnival culture. The competition is heating up in the world of steel pan as Panorama moves closer to finals night. After the semi-finals over the weekend, Pan Elders Steel Orchestra is currently leading the medium conventional board category, putting themselves in a strong position ahead in the finals. In the large conventional band category, BP Renegades emerged as the front runners after an impressive performance with Exodus and Silver Stars close behind, setting up what many are calling a very competitive finals showdown. The medium band finals are set for February 8th in Tobago, while the large bands take place on February 14th at the Queen's Park, Savannah. Panorama remains one of our highlights of the carnival season, and it brings discipline, creativity, and musical excellence to our steel band and the performers. And all eyes will be on the Savannah as champions are crowned. We wish all the bands and everyone taking part the very best as excitement builds. Just a reminder that this Saturday also is the blood drive that will be happening at the Eric Williams Medical Science Complex. It starts from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. So giving from the heart, give love, give blood at 8 a.m., 3 p.m. It's up on the screen. So you guys could take, if you want to register, you still have time to register today. There are the links. You can contact them as shown in the flyer. And that's it for updates. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we have an interesting conversation that you just enjoy. So don't go anywhere.
Don't stop. Previously on Cover Star.
Just keeping on with my flow.
We met the voices, and we met our first two panels of judges. Episode 1, Vonette Bickford and myself, Hannah Abdul. Episode 2, Candice Alcantara and the piano girl Johanna. And shout out to our judges for tonight's episode, Jarrell Forbes, Luke Samerson, and Vonette is back. Over the last 2 episodes, we got into the covers, and the judges looked, listened, and scored. 2 contestants were unable to perform due to illness. They did not score, and they were out of the running. This is Cover Star, where music history meets its next voice.
On WESN, the content capital.
As you come in. Long time I see you, Jill. This station complete. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin, neither Steven to see about them. Yes, total waste. So I supposed to stay home the whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about that. You just leave Jada to see about Kira and Kayla? I thought it was your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next 2, better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before you ramage, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Last year, you had the time of your life. This year will be even more fantastic. Get your tickets now for Gone But Not Forgotten 2.
I feel like home.
They gave us the memory.
Woman, you could run away too.
They gave us the rhythms of life. Now let's give them their flowers.
Trinidad and Tobago, join us for a special tribute to our legendary musical icons who have passed on in Gone But Not Forgotten.
including Bunny, Swallow, Singing Francine, Shadow, Arrow, Maestro, Rootsman, Blacks, Sandoli, Ras Shorty Eye, plus lots more. Their music still lives on in our heart. An unforgettable night as we celebrate their legacy in Gone But Not Forgotten. Wednesday, February 4th at Napa and Thursday, February 5th at Sapa. Showtime both nights, 6:30 p.m. Your master of ceremonies, Sonny Bling.
Tickets $300 and $250.
Early bird tickets bought by Monday, January 26th. Cost $50 less.
Available at Crosby's, Jumbo Foods Barataria, Mart's Liquor Palace, Diego Martin Main Road, all Kenny Sports, Western Union, Tuna Puna, all Extra Foods, Athletes by the Park, and IslandEtickets.com. An extra $10 off for online purchases. For more info, call 732-3402. Gone, but not forgotten.
Knowing how to tell authentic is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Find it, match it, search it. Step 1. Find the style number on the tag. Step 2. Match the style number inside the jersey with the number on the tag. Step 3. Search it. A quick Google search of the style number will verify the jersey is authentic when the search results match the jersey being searched. Don't be fooled by counterfeit jerseys. Before you buy, remember to find it, match it, search it.
Fan Zone, 2 locations nationwide. Center City Mall, Chaguanas and Movietown, Port of Spain. Nationwide delivery available.
Welcome back. And just before we get into that conversation, I told you guys about giving you a little bit of some international news. Now, millions of people across the eastern half of the United States are bracing for an extreme Arctic cold blast, with record-breaking temperatures expected through the weekend and into early next week. Meteorologists say this could be the coldest stretch in decades for some areas. And incredibly, even South Florida isn't escaping it. In fact, Florida is seeing its coldest conditions in nearly 15 years, with freeze warnings issued across much of the state. Low temperatures are expected to fall near or below freezing by Sunday morning in most parts of Florida, raising concerns about the burst water pipes, crop damage, and serious danger for people without adequate times. In Orlando, temperature could drop to around 24 degrees Fahrenheit, which would break a daily record. Miami is forecast to dip to about 35 degrees, also setting a new record for low of the dates. Wind chills will make conditions even worse, with single-digit feels like. Temperatures possible as far as south, as Orlando meteorologists warn frostbites could occur within 2 hours under those conditions. And here's the part that many Floridians doing a double take. There's even a very slim chance of snow flurries. Cold air rushing over the warm Gulf waters could trigger what's called Gulf effect, snow showers, with the best chance from Orange County through the Tampa area. This new surge of cold comes on the heels of historic winter last weekend, which has already been blamed for at least 85 deaths across the U.S. more than 200,000 homes and businesses, mainly in southern states, are still without power, some for nearly a week now. Cities like Nashville, Tupelo, Atlanta, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and New York are also experiencing one of the longest freezing stretches in decades. Forecasters say relief may finally come later next week, but until then, conditions remain dangerous. Now, back home here, 117 detainees held under preventive detention orders were released from Eastern Correctional and Rehabilitation Centers in Santa Rosa, just hours before the state of emergency expired at midnight. Police confirmed that 32 detainees were released on Friday, with another 85 released yesterday. As the country moves into the post-SOE period, Regional Security Consultant Dr. Gavin Hira says the real challenge now is whether Trinidad and Tobago can sustain the gains made during the emergency. Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara has maintained that the reduction in crimes last year was not due solely to the SOE, but rather to intelligence-led policing and sustained operations. According to police figures, 2025 ended with 369 murders, the lowest in more than a decade, and a 42% recent deduction from the 626 murders recorded the year before. Dr. Hira agrees that the SOE played a role, but says it works best with intelligence and authority aligned. He explains that intelligence identified threats, while the SOE provide law enforcement with the legal power to act through expanded stop, search, and detention powers. However, he warned that the release of detainees raised valid concerns, but says a return to high murder rates is not inevitable. According to Hero, what matters now is continuity. He says crime suppression cannot be episodic and is calling for continuous pressure on known offenders, enhanced monitoring of released individuals, stronger community trust, and better coordination across national security agencies. He also expressed concern that 50 individuals were released without charges, saying the real issue is not detention, but prosecution. Dr. Hira is urging reforms including stronger case preparation, faster evidence management, closer collaboration with the DPP, and even specialized courts to organize crime and firearm offenses. He says without these reforms, police may win battles on the streets, but continue losing wars in the courts. Again, as I would have mentioned before about the blood drive that is happening this Saturday, February 7th, just take a look at this clip as we remind you and encourage persons why they should want to give blood.
Welcome back to Amplia. Right.
Nation, blood is at the life of everything we know, right? And there's a dire need for blood in the country. There's always a shortage. According to WHO, we require at least 40,000 units a year. We barely get 20,000. And blood is such close to life. It's used in childbirth. It's used in emergencies, elective surgeries like cardiac surgeries, children with thalassemia or sickle cell diseases. So it's very, very important and actually sustains life. that answers your question.
Yeah.
So there's always a need, and hence the reason why we have drives like these encourage persons to give voluntarily.
Yes. Now, many people hear about. Sorry.
No, I was just going to add,
Sure.
not only that, we as a social organization, literally on a daily basis, people reach out to us who need blood, who have a loved one, maybe a parent or someone close to them who need blood. Even those people who have blood disorders like thalassemia, sickle cell, who requires monthly and regular blood transfusions, they always struggle to get enough blood, right? And this is something that could help them live a normal life, help them be very productive in society. But if they don't get it, then the internal organs start to fail, and they become a burden on the state because now they have to go to the hospital. But if they get the blood, they become a productive member of society and they add to the GDP rather than take.
Right. Now, what happens in our hospitals when the blood supply runs low?
So what happens is that patient care gets delayed. Also, people are forced to patients, and as doctors, we are forced to ask patients, as practice is really to ask patients to try and seek blood from their relatives and friends. And this in itself puts one a strain on relatives. It also, in a way, lead people to do unthinkable things like pay or give inducement for blood. And this is something that we hope to address by voluntary blood donation, as what the risk this runs is it increases the risk of transmissible bloodborne diseases, right? And increases the risk of transmission of HIV and syphilis and other diseases. What it also does is that it puts those of the lower socioeconomic group at a disadvantage, because now they won't be able to pay for donation, or they may not have healthy individuals or people around them to necessarily come forward with the chits as what exists now.
So just to address some of those things, right? It is actually illegal to pay for blood, and there's a specific reason for that. Any type of inducement for blood means that that people will not be very truthful in the screening process. So in the process of donating blood, we have a very robust screening process to make sure that the blood is safe for the patient. Now, if someone has an incentive not to tell the truth, then the blood that is collected becomes unsafe, right? So I'll give you a very crude example. Someone needs to do heart surgery. It is critical. The doctor tell them, look, if you don't get his blood now, your father will not make it. They go on a corner in San Fernando and they pay a piper to get blood. This man he could be on drugs, he could do so many different things, but he just want the money, right? So he would lie in the interview, and the reality is the interview process. If you don't tell the truth, you can't test for every single disease. Otherwise, you'll use all the blood you collect just for testing alone, right? So you could only test for the major diseases, and not all diseases will come up immediately. Some diseases require an incubation period, right? So that's why the screening process is so robust. But when you have a shortage, wherever you have a very, very high demand and a very, very low supply, people tend to get induced, right? And want to pay. And then this creates this environment where you could have unsafe blood coming into the system. And this is not a problem that the doctors or even the government so much could deal with. This is a problem that we, the people, have to kind of solve on our own. There's only we only need 40,000 units of blood, as Dr. Sashi said, right? We have over 650,000 working people, eligible people. So out of 650,000 working people, we just need 40,000 of them to give once a year. right? And we could solve all the blood donation problems we have in Trinidad.
Right. Wow.
So we know that many people are normally hesitant to donate due to fears or myths that may come up. What would you say to someone who has never donated before and may be a bit nervous about the process?
Maybe I could take this one, Sashi. So I'm one of those persons. Every single time I go to give blood, I just have to psych up myself. I do not like needles. I'm not a medical practitioner, so I'm not accustomed with those things. But I have given at least 40 units, already. My wife, she's a little worse than me, and she has given 38 units already. But we have made a conscious decision to say, here, what now? This 15 minutes of inconvenience could save somebody. Actually, it could save 3 people. And I think it is the most patriotic thing that someone could do for your country. You don't know who will receive this blood, whether it is class, whether it is race, all you know is somebody from Trinidad receiving it, right? And the majority of blood transfusions are done by people who require surgeries, mothers, and Dr. Shashi could talk about this some more, mothers who have to do C-sections. It is a section of society that is a little more vulnerable and require this blood. So our mindset is, look, if we could inconvenience, just for a short inconvenience, we could save somebody's life.
Now,
just to reiterate what Rayvan was saying, I mean, it doesn't cost anything. You know, it's a very selfless act of giving. It isn't, as Rayvan said, it takes about 15 to 20 minutes, a very passive procedure. And you actually do, the feeling of accomplishment of doing something selflessly, it's worth it. We all have a fear of needles. I'm a doctor as well, but I mean, you know you're going to get sick, but it still hurts. But it's very little in comparison to the overall good that it does. And when you see these kids or these thalassemic, these patients who have blood disorders like thalassemia, major, or sickle cell, they come in for regular blood transfusions. And also, people take for granted sometimes somebody have a C-section because of the amount of blood is involved and blood loss that is anticipated. Oftentimes, patients are required to produce blood slips in the event that there is significant blood loss. Cardiac surgery, for instance, we have a high risk of cardiovascular disease in this country, and those requiring bypass surgery uses upwards of 5 units of blood just for a single surgery. So it's very important. And because of the high rate of lifestyle disease, diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular diseases, it makes the demand for blood ever more. Also, given the season, in carnival season, there's a increased risk of trauma, road accidents, injuries secondary to weapons and stabbings, shootings. So it also makes the demand for blood much greater in an emergency setting.
The eligibility of donating blood, and I'm asking this because I've attempted to give blood on 2 occasions and I was not able to because my blood count was too low.
Yeah.
So let's just clarify that. Yes. You know, if somebody goes to give blood, what are some of the instances where they're not able? So who can actually donate blood?
So very, very good question. So anybody who's generally healthy, anybody from the ages of 18 to 60 or 65 can donate blood, even if you have comorbidities, meaning diabetes or hyperpressure. Once it's well controlled, you can. Anybody who has a hemoglobin of greater than 12 for females, 13 for males. And they check it. They do but as part of the screening process, we usually check it on the morning of the donation. Patients who generally healthy overall can give blood. Those who can't give blood, though, those who have any active viruses within the last 2 weeks, anyone who is known to be anemic are not able to. anyone who traveled to any malaria endemic areas, for example, South America, or any Caribbean area, for example, like Suriname or Guyana, where malaria is prevalent. Um, Anyone who has a tattoo in the last 3 to 6 months, and this is the reason for this is because exposure to needles during the procedure of a tattoo or even travel delays presentation of if there's any infection like HIV, syphilis. It takes sometimes hepatitis as well. It takes a while, up to 6 months to show up. So although when a unit is collected, it's screened, it may not necessarily show up right away.
So just to summarize a little bit, right? All the misconceptions that we have that you cannot give blood with diabetes and hypertension, right? Once it is controlled, you can give blood. With regards to tattoos and travel, yes, you can still give blood, but your tattoos or your piercings, your surgery had to be at least 3 months ago. With regards to persons who may have attempted and had a low iron count, right? It just means that that you have to pay attention to your diet and your sleep, right? That is very important. Those two things affect affect your screening process. I personally could tell you, and I haven't given so many times, that if I don't sleep well the 2 nights before I donate, my iron actually drops. So those are things that you could consider. In your case, I'm sure Dr. Shashi would be willing to do a checkup and make sure that everything in order, so that if you want to come and donate on the 7th of February, you can. We'll be having this blood drive at the Monto Blood Bank. We'll start at 8 a.m. and last appointment will be around 2:33 for the latest. And we will go through, we have an appointment process where once you register with us, we will call you, we will do a pre-screening to make sure that, everything is okay and you don't waste your time. If you can, we ask you to come, bring a friend, and we'll screen them too. And even if you're unable to give, or you feel you're not able to give, help us be an advocate, right? Help us advocate for others to give blood, so that we can help the system itself.
Right. Now, yes, Dr. Tashi.
So I just wanted to say something on his what Rayvan said. So it's really a good way of presenting self blood donation is a selfless act, but it's also a very good way to get a free health checkup. Because you get screening for blood pressures. Oftentimes, many persons who present themselves isn't aware that they're anemic, isn't aware that they have underlying high blood pressure, or even of obesity. And we often pick up these things. Also, with the screening of the blood, given the fact that each unit that's collected is screened, goes through a screening process, it also acts as a safety net for you. And patients are usually contacted in a very discreet manner if there's something presents in the blood, right? Also, what it does, given blood has a lot of cardiovascular benefits, meaning that it's good for your heart because it reduces the thickness of blood and the amount of blood. It also stimulates your bone marrow to produce blood, right? And when you give a donation of blood, it ups your metabolism and also causes you to burn calories as well. So while it's not an official weight loss method, it increases your metabolism and it increases your bone marrow to produce more healthy, newer blood cells, which in itself is beneficial. Right? It also has a lot of mental health benefits, including that in the sense that the feeling you get after donating blood is on fire. You feel it's accomplished. You feel like you do something selfless. It doesn't cost you anything, and so mentally it's feel good. Right? Also, in some patients, and sometimes people routinely don't notice, they may have some reason or the other, they may have too much iron, which can lead to a number of complications lower down the road. So this blood donation and frequent blood donation helps. I just wanted to stick in that there, Naomi.
Yeah, thank you so much. One of the things that I think that people might feel as though like the screening process when you go to donate blood can be long and drawn out, or how long does it actually take to donate blood for somebody that does come to the blood drive?
Yeah, so the screening process is quite simple. It's two phases. The first phase is the interview, 5 minutes maximum, and then they will check your blood pressure, check your iron, your weight, and a couple other little metrics, another 5 minutes. And then you go on your chair, 10 minutes or so, to actually draw the blood. And then you rest. You get a juice, a little biscuit. If you're to come to one of ICNTT blood drives, you probably get a Subway sandwich. And you know, you just relax in a nice environment. We are usually the nurses are excellent. You know, they have really nice conversations with you. So it's actually quite a productive little period that you have. And then within half an hour you leave.
Would it have multiple stations to allow for the continuous flow so that, you know, because
Yes.
that's about
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Yeah, so like Mountain Blood Bank has four stations. And actually all the blood banks have at least 4 stations. Even when we do our blood drives, we set up between 3 and 4 stations so that we could turn over quickly. And that's why we do this appointment system too, right? So when you schedule with us, we will give you a block, either 8 to 9 a.m., 9 to 10 a.m., like that. So when you come in your block, you don't have a long wait. Of course, there are times when, you know, people come a little late, or the things that you might have a 15, 20 minutes wait, but it is not an unproductive wait, because, I mean, once you're with us, the conversations, and it's really a nice, light, fun environment that we create also.
Right.
So we hope to do about 12 per hour, right? But I mean, as Rayvon said, that can change based on a number of reasons. One, it could be if you're nervous, your blood pressure is a bit high, you didn't hydrate enough. So that's very, very important that you drink at least 4 glasses of water before. You hydrate before, because and the nurses will ask you, before they put you on the chair, did you hydrate? Because the issue is when you go to donate blood, it could be as short as 10 minutes to 15 minutes. However, the draw becomes longer, takes longer if you're dehydrated. And then you tend to feel dizzy afterwards. Hence, we put a lot of emphasis on hydration prior to donation as well as after donation. As Rayvon also said, a good night's rest is very, very important, because as we all know, not sleeping well or constantly not sleeping well can lower your blood count, and that's often a myth. Because oftentimes, and Rayvon and I usually, we talk about this before, where people have the myth that if you work shift workers shouldn't donate blood, or vegetarians are not allowed to give blood. But those are myths. Once you are healthy, you eat properly, your iron content is, with a normal for male, is usually about 12 to 13 for female. They usually take about 11, 12, but usually 12. Then you're healthy, you're able to give blood. Oftentimes, I remember even when I was in university and I would go to give blood, my parents would say, no, you're studying. You shouldn't give blood, you need your energy. And that is totally a total misconception, because the benefits of giving blood, it actually stimulates you, increases your metabolism, makes you feel healthier, and actually is very, very good for your overall health.
So I know you probably got this question before, but persons may want to know how much blood would they be given? So what is the least amount or what is the most amount of blood they can give?
So usually the recommendation is about 15%, not more than 50% of your blood volume, which works out to be anywhere from 350 to 500. Usually it's around 450, 500 mils of blood, which is really a drop in the bucket. Our body consists about just about 5 liters of blood. Males tend to have a bit more. So it's really not a huge amount of blood, 450 mils of blood, and usually is drawn in 10 to 15 minutes. And it's important. I've given blood several times before, maybe not as much as Rayvon has, but once you do the correct thing, you hydrate properly, you sleep well, you had breakfast in the morning prior to donation, you have something to eat afterwards. These things are going to limit the effects of any form of dizziness that you may feel afterwards.
So a couple of things on the amount of blood, right? There is a scale, particularly Moncton Blood Bank. Everything is fairly automated. So once the drawing process start, um, there's an automatic agitator, and once you reach a certain level, it cuts off automatically. The nurses are always there looking at it. So it's a very smooth process. With regards to requirements, having a good breakfast and being hydrated is important. That enhances the experience so much because you literally will have no problems once you eat two good doubles, or a good breakfast and you drink enough water. And for me, I usually buy a bottle of coconut water for after I give blood donation. And if I drink out a bottle of coconut water within that 24 hours, I don't experience any problems at all.
Yeah. So basically, if you're somebody who does intermittent fasting, just don't do the intermittent fasting for that morning that you're going to give blood. Right? Eat breakfast, please.
Also, no strenuous exercise within the 24-hour post blood donation. And for obvious reasons, everyone said coconut water, even electrolyte drinks, is recommended, but nothing sugary. We avoid sugary drinks for obvious reasons. They lead to dehydration. Coffee is a diuretic, means it helps, it dehydrates you, so it's always advisable to avoid coffee. Green tea is a good option as well for post donation. But it's very, very important, as you say, Noemi, a good night's rest, hydration prior to that donation, breakfast, having a good meal, and we advise to avoid fatty foods, especially before donation. But we ask you to have a good meal. At least eat something properly into your stomach, because we ask and the nurses will insist that you have something proper to eat and hydrate.
Yeah.
And usually that's where the delay comes in. The delay usually comes in the hydration process.
Gotcha. Now, we do have to wrap up this conversation, unfortunately, because I'm enjoying it a lot. But what I want to ask before we go, the process after a blood drive like this, what happens, or how long does it actually take for the blood to get into the system of the hospital? Because I know you all would have to do or test the blood. There was some screening process that you mentioned earlier. How long does that actually take?
So this screening process usually happens within 48 hours, and the blood gets into the system. So for instance, let's just say I have a friend who needs blood and they probably need a specific blood type. And I go to give, I may not necessarily be the blood type that they need, but if enough of us given regularly, and this is part of the reason why we have these blood drives, right? We will have enough of each blood type to manage the needs of the entire patient community, right? So having said that, the blood that we give on a particular date, within 48 hours, it's in the system. We must know that whole blood cannot stay or cannot be stored for more than 35 days. So which is why we are advocating so much for voluntary blood donation, such that the blood that you give is almost used immediately.
Right. So the hospital always have fresh blood to use on a daily. Okay. Do you have to know your blood type before giving blood, or not? It's not necessary.
No, it's not necessary to know your blood type, but the blood bank will let you know after the screening process is completed.
Okay.
Right. So if you give blood for the first time at our blood drive, within a week we'll give you a call and let you know what your blood type is.
All right, cool. Now, just to reiterate some of the information about the blood drive, again, location, time, and just leave a message to viewers to invite them to come and give blood.
So we invite everyone to give from the heart, give love, give blood. This blood drive happens just in time for Valentine's and the Carnival season, because as we said, blood is life. Give from the heart, and the selfless act can go a very long way in helping strangers. It can very well help your own, save your own life. and that of your loved ones. So this blood drive happens on Saturday, February 7th, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. But those are the times that we have appointment. We may go over based on the response. As I said, there are many different reasons that would delay, but we invite you to check the website, Trinidad Medical Association Facebook pages, ICNTT platforms on social media, register, come on down and be part of this process of change of the selfless act and addressing a very dire need and a shortage of blood in this country. Just for closing remarks, Rivan.
Yeah, just to reiterate, Saturday, 7th February at the Mountain Blood Bank. First appointment is 8 a.m. You could give us a call at 333-SEWA, 333-7392. You could message Dr. Shashi Gobin at 781-1828. He's really a nice guy, and he will make sure and take care of you. And if you have any concerns, feel free to message us on social media. Look for SEWA, SEWA-TT on Instagram or SEWA-TT on Facebook. We're on TikTok. Just message us and we will reply to you.
Right. The registration for the blood drive, what is your website that persons can go to register this time slot?
So you visit our social media pages, right? And you'll see it pinned at the top of each of our social media pages. Okay. The link is there. And it should be up on our website, www.sewattt.org, within the next day or two. It will be there also, the link to register.
All right.
And the link is also there on the Trinidad and Tobago Medical Association. So you could go on Facebook, Instagram, and the site of Trinidad and Tobago Medical Association. It's already on the website with the link, or the viewers could reach out to any one of us and we'll send them directly the link to register. And you can choose your time slot. So we hope to see you, Naomi.
What's that?
I said we hope that you could join us on Saturday, 7th of February.
I will.
Eric Williams.
I will come down or come up and attempt once again to donate the blood. I will try my best to do everything right because I don't usually eat breakfast. I don't know if that's a problem, but I will eat my breakfast, not exercise the day before.
Yes.
Drink lots of water and
get good rest.
Get good rest.
Yeah.
Get good rest.
Just quickly, you could exercise the day before. You could exercise right up to just before the blood donation. It's just 24 hours
after. Okay. Okay.
So you could exercise.
Well, that's fine. I don't do exercise on weekends, so. But thank you so much, gentlemen. You'd most likely see Tiki and I.
Yes.
We will come, we will support, we will give blood once we can.
Yes.
But this conversation was very enlightening, and I appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you very much, and thank you to all your viewers and listeners. We were happy to be here.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you to both you guys and to WESN. On behalf of the Trinidad Medical Association Central Branch for having us and for allowing us this opportunity and platform to enlighten your viewers.
Yes, definitely.
So thank you very much, and we hope to see many of you at our blood drive on Saturday. Just to stick up in here, there's also World Blood Donor Day, usually held on June 14th every year. And last year again, ICNTT and the Trinidad and Tobago Medical Association held its joint blood drive. So this year is no different. So we ask you to look out for that blood drive in June as well.
We'll try to get everybody at WSN to give blood. So
yes.
all the guys in the back, everybody watching.
Just remember the date, Saturday, 7th February at 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex Blood Bank. Hope to see you there.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, so well, just before we take a break, we're going to reiterate Saturday the 7th of February 2026, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Y'all can visit the website, SEWA website, that's SEWA TT on Instagram, on Facebook to register. You can also visit the TTMA Central Branch, their Facebook, social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, North Central Regional Health Authority as well. And any of those, you can find the registration link at the top of their profiles. You can also message SEWA TT on WhatsApp 333 SEWA SEWA, as well as Dr. Shashi Gobind 781-1828, Dr. Jade Mohammed 705-5446. All those numbers are up on the screen right now. Also, keep in mind your items to walk with: valid ID card, and if you have a donor card for previous donors. If this is your first time, just walk with your ID card. That's it. So guys, I really hope everybody feels, make it your duty, you know,
Yes.
just do something, as Dr. Shashi Gobind said, something selfless.
And give from the heart.
And give from the heart, literally. All right, so we're going to take a quick break now. When we come back, we have one more conversation in store for you. This one is on a similar trajectory, so stay with us. We will be right back.
Don't stop,
Previously on Cover Star,
just keeping on with my flow.
we met the voices and we met our first two panels of judges. Episode 1, Vonette Bigford and myself, Hannah Abdul. Episode 2, Candice Alcantara and the piano girl Johanna. And shout out to our judges for tonight's episode: Jarrell Forbes, Luke Samerson, and Vonette is back. Over the last 2 episodes, we got into the covers and the judges looked, listened, and scored. 2 contestants were unable to perform due to illness. They did not score and they were out of the running. This is Cover Star, where music history meets its next voice.
On WESN, the content capital.
As you come in. Long time I see you. This station complete. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Steven to see about them. Yeah, total waste. So I supposed to stay home the whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about that. You just leave Jada to see about Kia and Kayla. I thought it was your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next 2, better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before your Ramajé, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Last year, you had the time of your life. This year will be even more fantastic. Get your tickets now for Gone But Not Forgotten 2.
I feel like home.
They gave us the memory.
Woman, you could run away too.
They gave us the rhythms of life. Now let's give them their flowers.
Trinidad and Tobago, join us for a special tribute to our legendary musical icons who have passed on in Gone But Not Forgotten.
Including Funny, Swallow, Singing Francine, Shadow, Arrow, Maestro, Rootsman, Lax, Sandoli, Ras Shorty Eye, plus lots more. Their music still lives on in our heart. An unforgettable night as we celebrate their legacy in Gone But Not Forgotten. Wednesday, February 4th at Napa and Thursday, February 5th at Sapa. Showtime both nights, 6:30 p.m. Your master of ceremonies, Sonny Bling.
Tickets $300 and $250.
Early bird tickets bought by Monday, January 26th. Cost $50 less.
Available at Crosby's, Jumbo Foods Barataria, Mart's Liquor Palace, Diego Martin Main Road, All Kenny Sports, Western Union, Tuna Puna, All Extra Foods, Athletes by the Park, and IslandEatTickets.com. An extra $10 off for online purchases. For more info, call 732-3402. Gone, but not forgotten.
Knowing how to tell authentic is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Find it, match it, search it. Step 1. Find the style number on the tag. Step 2. Match the style number inside the jersey with the number on the tag. Step 3. Search it. A quick Google search of the style number will verify the jersey is authentic when the search results match the jersey being searched. Don't be fooled by counterfeit jerseys. Before you buy, remember to find it, match it, search it.
Fan Zone, 2 locations nationwide. Center City Mall, Chaguanas and Movie Town, Port of Spain. Nationwide delivery available.
I want to get a tattoo.
You really
respond to me. Respond to me how you would respond to me.
The first question I'll ask is why?
Controversial taboo topics.
We get so consumed by church, we forget that we have to live the life of being a Christian outside of the Sunday.
Like you say,
services.
we think going to a service makes us a Christian.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. So here we are about to hear the second time Pastor J wanted to take a tattoo.
Would have been late last year and early this year.
Oh gosh.
Hope Unfiltered podcast with Pastor J and Ren.
You are watching Strictly Legal on WESN Content Capital. Just give an overview of what exactly is that split arrangement.
In the studio, now you don't need to register nothing. You don't need. We can do that another time. But then it becomes a hit, and then everybody starts to want to claim.
The laws that predate many of the independent countries' constitutions are going to be those colonial laws.
We know there are an infinite amount of circumstances that would lead to a murder.
I have a great idea and I have a great concept, but until it's actually expressed, it does not become intellectual property.
Accomplishments or targets of a forensic accountant is to quantify what may have been lost.
We believe in different criminals and we manipulated the law and we exploited the system.
A responsible journalist will reach out to the person who they have the information on for a comment.
This is Face of Sports, WESN Content Capital. How you felt about the kiss on the lips?
That's the business. I'm nothing to do with that.
I find that was distasteful.
The national senior team, whether you like it or not, that is the model for all other teams to follow.
I'm assuming that the regional requirement may be a much stricter requirement.
This is not about Pro League and Super League. This is a league run by the Normalization Committee that I'm responsible for.
Nobody expected FIFA to fund this arrangement.
If we don't get a professional attitude towards this, we are doomed for failure.
You break the balance, trip the leg, control the body.
They ain't gonna stand put forever.
Why you want the Chiefs to lose so? Why you want the Chiefs to lose so?
They already have two. Lamar
Why? You're jealous because you know the Chiefs getting closer to the Patriots. Let's go to the last part.
No.
Let's go to the last part.
Join the Face of Sports host, Andre Batiste, alongside his NFL co-host, Sean Michael Small, at the WESN Super Bowl watch party. The location, Murray's on Moco Rapa Road, Super Bowl 60, Patriots versus Seahawks. Join us to watch the conclusion of a great season of American football, the spectacle of the halftime show, and the phenomenon of Super Bowl ads. 6 p.m. February 8th, Murray's on Moco Rapa Road. See you there.
Welcome back. Now, as As the carnival season continues to fill the air, not everyone feels connected to the season, and that is the reality that is often overlooked. Joining us this morning is Stephen Edwards of Stephen Edwards Production, as well as Akil Samuel. Now, they're behind a very different kind of experience that's happening during the Carnival week. It's called the Friendship and Friends Dinner and Entertainment Experience, themed You Are Loved. A calm, elegant evening designed for people seeking connection, creativity, and the space to simply breathe. Stephen, as well as Akil, is here this morning joining me to just share on why this event matters and who it's really for. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Takia. So nice of you to have us. And I want to say a warm welcome to all your viewers here at AM Prime.
Yes.
It's a real pleasure to be here. So I have a slight adjustment to your intro.
Sure, right.
I am Stephen Edwards of Stephen Edwards Productions, but here today I'm representing the Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship.
Right.
So I bring greetings from my president, Vishnu Charan, and our district president, Mr. Trevor Joseph, right? So this is not a Stephen Edwards Productions thing. We are just the persons who handling the event aspect of it, but I'm also a part of the fellowship. So today I'm really representing, this is a fellowship initiative. And as you rightfully said, there are a lot of people, when it comes to carnival time, Valentine's Day, you know, they feel themselves very, very lonely.
Right.
And that is something that we saw. And we decided that, listen, not everybody is into carnival, and especially being a full gospel organization, we understand that fully. And that time, there's a, like, you know, half of the population is left out, feels like they have literally nothing to do, no place to go. And if you're not in a couple, you're not in a relationship, what do you do on Valentine's Day? So they decided to come up with the concept of You Are Loved. So whether you're single, whether you're a couple, whether you're in a group of friends, there's a place on February 12th at the Couva Chamber of Commerce to come and see live play, a fashion show by the local designers. Then we have live singing, we have a Bollywood medley, and a full dinner before that. So it's dinner and a show. So we want people to come and feel really, really comfortable, have an atmosphere where you feel like you're very, very welcome.
Right.
And so that is the initiative, because we've realized that around Carnival time, around Valentine's Day time, there are a lot of people who feel very, very left out and who feel very, very lonely.
So just to interject and continue, the theme for this year is You Are Loved, and that is the message you want to bring. But why do you feel that this is the message that you want to lead with when it comes around this time?
Just having conversations with people. We discovered that there are a lot of people, you know, you would say, okay, people aren't into carnival, but they're into Valentine's, right? And we found that there are a lot of people that are not into Valentine's, because whether it be very difficult divorces, whether it be difficult breakups, there are a lot of people that feel very, very lonely at this time. And being a full gospel organization, we understand that God is love. And therefore, we are being a buffer for persons who feel left out in this time in their lives, especially those senior citizens, persons over 50, persons over, saying senior citizens, just now I'll be 50, right? So I'll be a senior just now. But people in their 60s and so on, right? There isn't really a lot of activity for them, and we have, those are the people who laid the way for us to live the life that we are living now. And it seems that it is they're not being valued. It's almost like when you reach a particular age, you just have to park up, and we're saying no. And one of the things that I'm extremely proud about for the fellowship is that they're giving alternatives for artists. So we have Akil here, who's an actor, a part of the production that we will be having, right? But they're giving room for artists to do things outside of Carnival. Right now, the only way that artists could be seen, only way that artists' work could be showcased is during the Carnival season. But if you're not a Carnival person, what happens to you then? If you're a designer that's not doing bikini and beads, what happens, where do you showcase your work? Right. And you're getting an opportunity now to showcase your work in front of prominent business persons, diplomats and so on. So I'm extremely proud of the initiative that the president would have taken to do that, because it's for the first time really and truly we have business actually getting actively involved in the arts and saying, here's what, we are going to encourage you to create art that other persons could enjoy, and we are going to now provide our audience for persons who are interested, have the spending power to actually buy and purchase and get, you know, invested in you as an artist. So I'm really, really glad to have Akil here with us.
Yes, so that leads me to ask, Akil, how have your experience been, especially knowing that there is a separation for the carnival season, you're not going to be taking part in that. So how has this initiative really contributed to you and shift your perspective on things?
First and foremost, good morning to you and to the wonderful people of Airlink, right? What it has done is that coming and seeing that there are opportunities in not just in Carnival but outside of Carnival as well. And when I say that is outside of Carnival, it's meaning that within the season you don't necessarily have to try to fit in to stand out, but which is a unique way to put it, in understanding that if we really truly put our foot forward, and I thank you, Stephen, for allowing me to be part of this initiative as well as the full gospel. And it allows us now to explore alternatives within the season and really not shelve or put entertainment in a box or put artistry in a box, in stating that because the carnival season going on, you can't do this, which is a miss, and we would miss opportunities to grow and continue to grow the culture.
And not only that, sorry to interject, but at that time, during the carnival season, is the time when we have the most amount of tourists, right, visiting. You have a lot of people willing to spend money on shows, but carnival is not the only thing that we have to showcase, right? We have local designers that do, you know, down to wedding gowns and that kind of stuff. Where else and when else would we have a lot of tourists in the country that they could be showcased, right? We have actors. Theater is dead around carnival time. So where else, if I'm an actor, right, and I don't want to go on a carnival stage, where else can I be showcased? And that's the whole thing about it, is like, that's why I think this initiative is so paramount, because it's the first time you have business taking the lead and saying, here's what, I'm going to give you an alternative. I'm going to give you a showcase. I'm going to give you an opportunity, and do it in a very I mean, we have a E-class chef, right? So even if you are vegetarian, there are so many great things for you to have, right? And you know, and so it's like you're getting a taste of our food. You're getting a taste of our singing abilities. You're getting a taste of Bollywood. You're getting a taste of our designs. So you get a taste of Trinidad and Tobago, but in a very tasteful way, right? Yes. No pun intended.
Well put. Yeah. That's lovely how you said that. So we're looking at images from your past event, and we just want to know, like, what kind of atmosphere were you able to create that night, and what stood out to you most?
Well, I mean, look at, if you just look at the screen, everybody is smiling. Right? And there's no couples in this particular picture, right? Everybody is smiling. And that's the thing, it's an atmosphere where people feel like, I belong. There's nobody. You'll come on a table and meet a total stranger and they start talking, but that's our culture. Think about it. We all line up for doubles, right? And it doesn't matter your race, your creed, whatever. We all line up for doubles, and we started to talk to each other. Hey, what's going on, boy? You know what I mean? God, and pepper was hot last time, but you understand? We could make a conversation from anything.
Everything
and that's a unique thing about us in Trinidad and Tobago. So what I'm saying is that whether you're single, whether you have a group of friends, businesses that want to you know, get their corporate teams, like a team building, whether you come as a couple, you know, there is something there for you on that night on February 12th. And it's not late, it's 6 to 9 because, again, you know, people who like traveling in the night, we understand all of those things. So we would have accommodated those things. Right. It's on a Thursday, it's not on the Friday because, you know, the weekend is Carnival, and a lot of people don't want to be on the road on Carnival weekend. So we carefully put all of those things in place, and I really want to give my hats off to the President, Trevor Joseph, who I thought was very, very, and this is a man in his late 70s. And, you know, for him to be so visionary, I thought that it's really remarkable to see. And I'm very glad to be a part of that because we are generations apart. And to be able to work with somebody from his generation and get the green light to come here to do this, to even to have the opportunity to do this interview, I find myself very, very blessed by that, you know.
That's great to hear. We also wanted to have you here to share this information with us. So we also know about you are offering, or at least the production is offering, virtual concierge for persons who prefer to do things more quietly. Can you tell us more about that?
Right. So in this day and age of AI, right, a lot of information, people want to know information on it. So if you go and you even you could send a WhatsApp to 763-6603, right, we could give you information. We'll have our actual virtual concierge who will tell you where the venue is, the different packages that are available, even down to the menu, all right, she will let you know. So it's, you know, again, and this is a man in his 70s that would you know, put that thing out there so that you're always informed, you're always feeling that you're connected. And I feel very, very proud to be a part of this organization because to lead the way in this kind of way, and you're competing with things like Arm Effect, you're competing with all the big brands, but yet we only have like 100 tickets again for sale. So persons who want to get tickets, you need to step up, right, and come out there because the tickets are almost gone. And I take that as a tremendous, tremendous achievement.
Yes, it is, most definitely. So for someone who is watching, and this goes both ways from the artists, vendors, so Akili, you could share a bit more on this. Those persons who are watching and they need that space or they want to just be able to be a part of this, what would you say to encourage them to come out on Thursday evening?
Oh, sure, I'll take that one, not a problem, not a problem. What I will encourage people is to have an open mind. An open mind to goodness, an open mind to appreciation of different creeds, of different spaces. And to really understand that entertainment is a God-given gift that we have the ability to share with each other. And once we do it well, we will collaborate much better. We would have able to have better dialogue with each other. And we will create a space whereby we can showcase our culture any time of the year. It doesn't matter the season. You don't need a specific time to do theater. Right. And that is what he's saying. Uniquely about it, Carnival is an expression and a multitude of different things. Theater is supposed to be the perfect fit for Carnival, but for some strange reason it's not. And this is the stepping stone and opportunity to showcase that there is a difference to be made. So come with an open mind, you will be entertained, trust and believe.
For me, I want to just draw the picture for that evening, right? So you come in, the dress code is elegant, right? There's no big band, you come soft music, you sit down, you eat one time. So we're not having the show and then you come to eat. No, you go to dinner one time. Right, you have live band playing, you have singers, live singers, and then the show starts, you have live singers. Then you have a local fashion show with about 4 different designers showcasing their different pieces. In the middle of all of that, we have giveaways. So as much as I think somebody giving away $1,500 US towards a trip to Africa or something like that. So many different types of giveaways. So, right, and then you have, you know, finally the play, right, which is going to crop off the evening. And then we're going to have just, you know, some live music again to end off the evening. So think about that. And you're sitting down, even if you came by yourself, you meet a friend that you didn't know that you had. Your best friend is there waiting for you. And the whole team behind it is that God loves each and every one of us. So it's an opportunity to really find love. And all love is not always romantic love. But there's a sense of belonging because that's who God is. And so one of the things that I would really encourage persons to do is come out. Even if you want to bring like your grandmother, if you want to bring one of your family members, you have family that is here and they want to see something different, that's a perfect opportunity to do that.
That's lovely to hear. So for viewers listening in and watching Indie, want to know where can they get the tickets and what would be the cost for it, and is there a site they can go on to get more information on it?
Okay, so we don't have a site just yet because of the very short space and time. Right. People can WhatsApp me for tickets. It's 763-6603. That's 763-6603. And the tickets is just $250. And that's 250 TT, not US, right? So that's 250 TT. Imagine that. An entire dinner and a show for 200. So this, again, me as a person who have done work in the arts, you know, I understand the value of what it is that they're trying to do. And, you know, we are trying to do at the Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship. It's like to bring an opportunity for persons to make it one affordable, right? You don't have to go and take a loan, you know, to come to this event. I'm not hitting no shots to anybody, but you don't have to take a loan to come and do this event, right? And you feel a part of it. You feel a part of something that is much bigger than the carnival season, much bigger than Valentine's season. God created us all. And, you know, you find His love there. You find acceptance there. And it's a great opportunity to come and, if you're a business person, to really network because you have a lot of business people there. So especially persons who are creative, I would encourage them to make the effort to come out. Because a lot of the persons that you want to partner with would be in that room and they're not looking at you from the perspective of a board. We just come in and we just having dinner together, you know?
That is such a beautiful way to put it and such a great insight. So gentlemen, unfortunately I'm enjoying this conversation, but we do have to start wrapping up. Any final words you'd like to leave with the viewers and just let them know something that they may have missed, or at least one takeaway if they missed most of what was said?
You want to go first?
Sure, no problem. Thank you for the viewers of AM Prime. Thank you very much to our lovely host for indulging us in this space. Just come out and show the support. As my colleague and friend said, God is love. And you never know who's waiting there for you, one, and you never know what opportunity awaits you. So if you're a creative and you're looking for a space to at least showcase or at least lay a foundation of who you are and what your business is, come on through.
I would say to anybody who's looking, and could I look at the camera? I understand there are many times in life where you feel as though you don't belong. On February 12th at the Couva Chamber of Commerce, you belong here. Not everything is for everybody, but this is for you. And so make the time, make the effort to give yourself a chance to be loved, because you are loved. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the 12th.
Thank you so much, guys, for that information. And just to reiterate, guys, tickets cost $250 TT. So you're getting a steal of a deal with this price, as well as the number to contact Stephen is at 763-6603 and WhatsApp him. Once you're interested, you know, he said only 100 tickets remaining, so you guys should be rushing to get this. And again, thank you guys so much for being here with me this morning to share that information and just to have persons get a different insight on what else they can expect around carnival season. As I end and close off, I want to give you all a quote of the day. So Kindness costs nothing, but it can mean everything to someone who needs it. Just remember, kindness, it costs you nothing, but it means the world to someone who needs it. And that's it for the AM Prime. Don't go too far. We do have talking points with Sean Michael Small at 8. And as we say goodbye, stay informed, stay safe, and stay connected. Thanks for starting your day with us, and we'll see you right back here again tomorrow morning.
WESN. Don't stop.
Previously on Cover Star.
Just keeping on with my flow.
We met the voices, and we met our first 2 panels of judges. Episode 1, Vonette Bickford